It's hard to get your bearings after days of testing in Barcelona and Sakir. The pitfalls caused by testing always leave us with high expectations of what things will be like when the red lights go out. For this new phase of Formula One, with cars so beautiful and complex so that drivers and teams can find the right spot, the imagination that we have chaotic races, where the status quo is shaken or even changed, leaves us in an absurd ecstasy. And as the hours go by, this increases even more, and by the time the first car breaks the silence for the first free practice at Sakir, perhaps the nails have already been devoured and not even left for Sunday's race. Even knowing these pitfalls, we are still trying to guess how things will turn out, a strong Red Bull and Ferrari, showing a good pace and with well-aligned cars that can give their drivers the chance to open the World Championship with real chances of victory. Mercedes can never be ruled out, even if it still needs to solve the problems with the already famous porpoising, which has affected many cars, but with some already solving almost entirely, as is the case of Red Bull and Ferrari. McLaren had a good start to testing, but brake problems delayed the schedule a bit. The middle of the pack, once again, promises to have great battles, but this time, if the gap is closed to the front pack, things tend to be interesting. Aston Martin presented a good pace, giving a little hope that the days to Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel are much better. At the same level, AlphaTauri should appear there as it has in recent years, and these teams can have a lot with the company of Haas that started the year in the most troubled way possible with the departure of Nikita Mazepin and, consequently, the sponsorship of Uralkali to call back the old acquaintance of the house Kevin Magnussen, who was already hitting the USA racing at IMSA, and that would be part of Peugeot's hypercar program at WEC. Despite the problems they had in testing, the car proved to be fast, but of course this has to be seen during official activities. For Alpine, Alfa Romeo and Williams, the warning sign remains. Although they had their highlights in some of the 6 days of testing, problems were also present, and this greatly hindered the evolution of these teams. Perhaps Alfa Romeo is the one who has a reason to smile, at least, since, apparently, in laps launched their car appears to have good performance. And that for closed circuits and racetracks, it can be a good thing if you can start in good positions. Anyway, these are just daydreams caused by 6 days of testing where the teams had time to test all components, strategies, programs, and other situations. The real test will take place in this first stage in Sakir, where we will have the concrete idea of the forces in each group, even if this can still have its changes in the next stages, since with totally new cars the changes of forces can happen in a step to another, even more so with cars that can drive close to each other without having the serious problem of turbulence. At the end of the 57 laps scheduled for this Bahrain GP, we will have some of our questions answered. Or even more scrambled.